Well, I'm confused. I'll get to that in just a second. Why doesn't he get to it now? Ding! He continues to make these videos even though he knows nobody is interested in anything that he has to say because he doesn't have a very fascinating presentation. Ding! My God, is he still talking? Ding! Okay, that's enough of that. He thinks that the audience has had enough of this. Clearly they have not, because CinemaSins is still very popular at this moment in time. Ding! Okay, I'm not going to run that joke into the ground. He's thinking about running the joke into the ground. Ding! Really, gotta stop that. So the MTV Movie Awards. I was about to make this video to put in my predictions and my preferences. They've already announced the winners online. The ceremony isn't supposed to be till 8, and they announced it already? They already announced the winners online, and they're gonna like still announce the winners at the show, like everybody's seeing them for the first time. This kind of creates a paradox. So, yeah, if you didn't know the winners were announced online, they've been announced online. So I guess now, instead of making the video to give out my predictions and my preferences now, because pretty much they'll be moot as a result of the awards having been already, the winners already having been decided. The thing for me to do now is to do the other things I was going to do in this video, which is announce 3 new video series I have coming up. I'm putting all the other ones I announced earlier on hold in order to be able to give you the ones that I have coming up now. I'm still going to have the Game Shakers video blogs. I'm still going to have those because I started them, so I got to see them through. And I have 3 others. One of them's not really a video series, more like just a... Well, actually, visual commentary. You've already seen the first 2 episodes of that. The next episode I'll be filming tomorrow. It'll probably be released tomorrow too. Anybody here follow Seska Says? She's a great YouTuber who she posts her reactions, the reactions that she and her boyfriend have to popular TV shows at the current times, in these current days. And then what happened was, for the shows that she was watching, there was a point where her boyfriend ended up having to go on a tour, I think, for several months, so she had to fly solo. And now he's back, and he's been catching up on some of the shows, and she's been filming his reactions to some of those shows. One of them's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I just watched his one for Season 3, Episode 9, Closure today, and his reactions were practically as funny as hers were to that particular episode. The way he kept gasping and going like, "No! No! That fucker! That motherfucker!" And it was really funny. So tomorrow, unless something changes, he's not. Unless something changes, Maveth, episode 10 of season 3, we'll be getting his reaction to that tomorrow, and her reaction to that was epic, I recall. So I'm gonna film my reaction to watching that reaction. Second off, and this goes back to the MTV Movie Awards, I have 2 other video series sprouting from the MTV Movie Awards coming up. I'm going to discuss... Well, actually, I'm not sure about this particular... Actually, it's just one category. One series, technically. One is going to involve, So we've had many Best Villain nominees over the years. The winners and the ones that haven't won. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to dive into what the history of the particular category of Best Villain, the one I follow more closely than any other. So I wanted to go into... There are many... I've seen most of the films that have gone up for Best Villain. I haven't seen all of them, though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the time to go about watching all the movies I haven't seen, and I'll make a video discussing saying a little bit about each movie and discussing the villain's role in it. The ones that, and I'll do this for the ones that I've already seen too. So it's going to be a series of a very large amount of movies, and it'll be going for a while. It'll keep me busy for a while. And so I'm going to discuss, and then when I get to the end of a year, I will go about discussing what I thought whether or not I thought the winner that year was appropriate, why I thought they won, and pretty much once I finish the nominees for a year, like 92 or 93, I'll make another video to sum up the year in that category and determine what I thought should have won. Now, granted, I talked about this before in my other best villain video, but at the same time, I didn't go into full detail on that. So I wanted to. I didn't go into extensive detail because, like I said, I didn't have all the facts. And then, by the end of it all, make a video that not only sums up the last year, which will probably be this year. That, I think, was the second series I was talking about. But no, that's not really a series. That's going to be part of this series. Saving that till the end. What I will do is, so there's about 5 nominees a year. So that's about, let's see, 24 years now, I believe. About 5 nominees a year. That adds up to about, with 3 movies in which there have been 2 nominees a year. So 24, 5, that adds up to 24, 30, 48, 72, 96, 120, 118 movies to discuss. That's and that's 24 year, 24, 25 years. So that's about 144 videos that we'll be discussing each and every individual best villain nominee / winner. And in addition to that, so then by the end there'll be a video that sums up what I thought of each year. And yes, I will also cover Best On-Screen Dirtbag once again. And you'll hear some things that you've already heard, but at the same time, you'll hear them from a much more opinion that has more of the facts and can actually speak from the knowledge that they have of everything. And actually 25 years of the MTV Movie Awards now, because it's been 24 years since 92, so that's 25 years, about 5 a year. That's 125, about 123 movies to discuss, and that leads to about 25 years, so that's 148, I want to say. It's pretty close to that number. 148 videos that'll discuss this, and that will dive into how much has gone into this information. So I guess because the winners were announced, I might as well give you my quick little reactions to the winners in this video, even though the ceremony is not until 8 p.m. tonight. Well, technically I still consider it Saturday night, even though it's 2 a.m. now as I'm recording this. So let's see. Movie of the year, The Force Awakens. I'm very happy with that choice. I will not argue with that in any way, shape, or form. Best female performance. I would have personally chosen Daisy Ridley, but I assumed Charlize Theron was probably going to be the choice. Male performance, Leonardo DiCaprio. Once again, I'm not going to argue with that. I probably would have picked. No, I actually thought Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool was gonna win, and I would have been fine with that. Breakthrough performance, Daisy Ridley. Yes, thank you, God, thank you for that pick. Best kiss, Rebel Wilson and M. Devine. Pitch Perfect 2. I kind of suspected that one was gonna win. I thought maybe because Deadpool had the pull, that was gonna win. So that and I would have personally picked Deadpool, but at the same time, yeah, that doesn't surprise me, and I don't really protest that. Best fight, Ryan Reynolds versus Ed Skrein, Deadpool. Good choice. Good choice there. Best hero, Jennifer Lawrence, Mockingjay Part 2. I would have chosen Daisy Ridley, but once again, hard to argue with that. Best villain, Adam Driver, The Force Awakens. Called it! Called it! Called it right from the moment I saw the movie that he was going to win. And I don't know if I said this before. Had Christoph Waltz been nominated for Spectre, I would have picked him instead. But he wasn't. So with the ones that I was given this year, I chose Adam Driver, who I wanted to win, and I knew he was going to win. And sure enough, I was right. I was right. There you go. Ensemble cast, Pitch Perfect 2. I would have chosen The Force Awakens, but okay. Comedic performance, Ryan Reynolds. There was no fucking way Ryan Reynolds wasn't going to win. Action performance, Chris Pratt, Jurassic World. Probably would have chosen Ryan Reynolds. Virtual performance, Amy Poehler, Inside Out. I might have chosen James Spader or Lupita Nyong'o. I'm not 100% on that one. True Story. We have Straight Outta Compton. That's an appropriate choice. Documentary, Amy. I haven't seen any of these, but I suspected that was going to be the one that won, and I'm not going to protest that. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on the winners of the 2016 MTV Movie Awards, announced about 20 hours before the ceremony. So there you have that, and I'll have the video on my reaction to Kevin's reaction to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s 3x10 tomorrow, at the same time that I filmed it, and I will begin that video series on like the MTV Movie Awards, the best of the best villains. I believe is what I'm going to call that series. Oh, and in some cases, there's a villain who has there's a villain from a sequel who gets nominated. I'll see all the movies in the series before seeing the particular film, except for Chucky. I'm not going to watch those movies. I'll watch Bride of Chucky, but that's it. Because I don't like horror films. Not because they scare me, but because they're predictable. They're all the same. Yes, the Scream movies are horror movies, but at the same time, they make fun of the fact that they're horror movies. And yes, they do sometimes abide by the horror tropes, but not so much that bothers me at all. Yeah, so in the case of the Lethal Weapon movies, Jet Li was nominated for the fourth one. I'll see all four movies, because I've heard the first two are really good. People are split on the third one, don't like the fourth one. So there you have that. My thoughts on the winner, instead of my predictions and preferences, my reactions to the winners of the 2016 MTV Movie Awards. Before I watched the 2016 MTV Movie Awards, god damn it. First Nick's bullshitting out this. I'm not going to get back on that again. I'm really not. Because I won't be able to stop. Okay, get you guys on the flip side.